all the other billionaires are still doing the same thing. Kanye and Taylor Swift and everybody's got their bunkers being built.
I have a problem shutting down and like really resting and all that.
Everybody's got a resolution, right? We know it's the hot time for gyms. Everybody gets a membership.
Right.
Everybody changes their life for 2, 3, or 4 weeks, typically at most, right? Have you done any digging into that stuff? Like any of the research side of that? Of
the psychology of it or anything?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm trying to think of the stats on it. Like I know gym memberships are up like 67% and then fall by February 1st down like to 24% and slowly throughout the year.
No, I haven't dug into that. I think I saw a funny meme just the other day. You know, people say 2023 is going to be my year, this and that. And then it said, I'm just happy that you guys, nobody said 24 is going to be my year. Just said F it. Like, we're not even going to go there.
We're not even trying.
Yeah, we're not going to try this year. Maybe.
Good. Everybody lost hope. So that's exactly what we want to see.
We have a low bar expectation for next year. So there you go.
Because I think a lot of people think, 2024, the world's falling apart. America's going down. This is the end, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I mean, there's always, both sides. People are optimistic. People are pessimistic. So, but yeah, with the war pending, that's a big scare, but I don't pay attention to the news. So it doesn't really reflect or bother me too often. So, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's different strokes for different folks on that.
Yeah. But. So if you're buying into those conspiracies, then go with the F it 2024. I'm not making any goals or plans.
My thought is if the world's going to end, it's like you being a passenger on a plane that's going to crash. What am I going to do to just go save it's going to happen. So, I mean, you kind of just, what am I going to do about it?
Oh yeah. I'm with you. I'm a go with the flow kind of guy. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, you are.
It's out of my control. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to stress.
Right.
You know what's going to happen is 1 year ago from today, come the end of 2024, we'll have this talk and be like, ha ha ha, that was funny that everybody thought that. Oh shit, that did happen. That's crazy. So either way, it's going to happen, I think.
Yeah. What was that? The 2000 scare on New Year's? Y2K thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that happened recently. COVID scares and there's one in between. I forget what that one was too, but yeah, people spend all their money. I was reading some articles last night actually about Mark Zuckerberg and Bezos and Sammy Boy and ChatGPT. All these people all these billionaires that are building bunkers.
Oh,
have you seen that or heard that?
I've heard of those things. I didn't know the big boys were doing it.
Oh yeah, apparently all the big boys are building bunkers in Hawaii and Australia. The article I read last night was Zuckerberg about his $270 million
bunker.
House and bunker property he bought in Hawaii.
He lives in Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah, but he's got a bunker that's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 stories below ground and full living quarters and all that kind of craziness.
I don't know if that seems like the smartest place to bunker at.
On an island in the middle of the ocean? I don't know.
In the middle of a volcano in the ocean.
I mean, I guess if America gets attacked, you're going to be away from that stuff.
Well, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. But he's the topic right now. As of today, that was the topic. But at the same time, all the other billionaires are still doing the same thing. Kanye and Taylor Swift and everybody's got their bunkers being built. Huh. And I was thinking like, either it's an awesome tax write-off and they're like, whatever, I gotta get rid of some paid Uncle Sam or they can know something we don't know, or they're just able to be more cautious than most people, maybe. I don't know.
It might be a trend. Yeah. I don't know. A useless trend.
End of the world trend.
Jesus.
It's the end of the world.
Help us all.
Yeah. Y2K, baby. So yeah, if you're going to get a bunker this year, don't spend $100 million on a bunker like that.
Keep it simple.
On a $270 million property.
Keep it simple. Get the little spam wieners.
Hey, go to Temu and get your little $40 bunker that you could build.
Get some formula and some, what else you need there in the bunker. So, what are some other ones though? Quit drinking, quit smoking. What do we got?
Quit smoking, quit drinking, get in shape. I mean, I think it's a resolution, right? So anything that's going to be better, start saving money, get all my debts paid off, buy a house, go back to school. I mean, anything positive is what that resolution is trying to do something different.
You usually don't do a negative resolution. I'm going to pick up smoking.
I'm going to start drinking more. I'm going to start smoking more. Nobody's doing that.
Yeah.
Unless they're just being sarcastic and hiding underneath a layer of lack of confidence that they have in doing something, of course.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, I don't really do too much, but I try to find something and not make it too great to where you can't reach it, like that goal for the year, but reflect and see what am I not doing good? What can I fix? What can I do better? For me, sleep has always been an issue. So yeah, I'm going to work on the sleep again. Yeah, that's
So you got a resolution. Yeah. I think
I want to sleep better and more.
But yeah, what are your resolutions?
Like number one, sleeping better, sleeping more. It's one of my negative things that just wears on me. As anybody knows, when you don't sleep, it ruins your day. It's a drag. It ruins the next day. You're working at 50%, 60%, mind, body, the whole thing. So it's just, yeah, it's the worst when you can't sleep. So, I have a problem shutting down and like really resting and all that. So working on that. So I think that'll be my biggest one. But other than that, yeah, just, I think a common thing that people don't do is reflect on their goals and see if they're reaching them or not. I think that will be my secondary, resolution for the year is to like sit back, reflect, take a look at yourself a little bit more reflective, and just actually, tweak things to make them better. Because a lot of people just get caught in their grooves and they forget about everything and don't sit back and look at what they're doing, good or bad. So,
yeah. All right. Some more sleep. So you want to sleep 2024 away. Got it.
Call me Rip Van Winkle.
Hey.
But yeah, simple things, but it's doable. It's not like I want to go climb Kilimanjaro every day for the next, 2 weeks or whatever, but it's just something that, yeah, I think if I do that, it's compounding. Once I start sleeping better, I'll be able to reflect better, or be able to do better. And it's a compounding thing. So, I think it's reachable and yeah, something that I'd like to work on. So, yeah. How about yourself? What do we got?
Oh man, so many things to change and improve on.
How much time do you got?
I know, right? Like, well, the podcast is over. No, I mean, there's a ton of things. I was thinking about it actually this morning. I was like, I don't call it a New Year's resolution because there's like every month there's something else that you're trying to change and improve on, and like a new strategy, and like, okay, that didn't work, or I did that already. What's the next level? So, I mean, things, I guess, going into the year that I definitely want to improve on is, like being consistent with things, being more balanced in life, like the broad side of it, right? Like even this podcast, consistently make at least 2 a week kind of thing, right? For a year, not a month or 2 months or 3 months. Cause sometimes I do the same thing, like what the gym membership sample is, right? Do it for a couple months. And
you've done that before too, right?
Yeah. So
yeah.
And I think it's because you're always thinking of something different, right? Like if you're always like popping off, like, not that people sometimes quit because they're discouraged, and sometimes people quit because they're bored and want something different or better or whatever it is. So yeah, resolutions. I think a lot of people have them though. Like some other resolutions right now that people maybe should have. Like if I was to recommend resolutions, which nobody's asking for my opinion anyways, but we're going to talk about it in like a little newsletters and stuff anyways, is like being debt free, getting debt free, staying debt free, right? Those are like some things that people would need to like figure out if they haven't figured that out. That should be on somebody's bucket list. Unless again, you believe the end of the world's coming, then you're like, I don't care, whatever.
That's a good point. It's like, like someone's dying of cancer in a month. I was actually thinking of that coming over here. We had a client that, reached out and she wants to buy a house. But her situation, she only has a certain amount of money. Housing prices in California are a certain level. She wants her mortgage payment to be a certain amount. Like people in her age bracket, like my age bracket, we can't save money because of, you have to make a certain amount of money to be able to save money at like in this current time. And like a 35 to 40-year-old, we're not used to saving. Like, the other generations, our older generations, they learned to save. Like it was a priority. I don't know if it was the parents before them told them to save, but like people in their 30s and 40s, they're still going to expensive dinners, even though they only got $200 in the bank left.
Yeah.
They're not saving that. They're not, okay, we're going to have a $20 dinner and put the 180 away. So I don't know. I don't know how you fight that as far as like debt, keeping out of debt, staying out of debt. Like it's really hard if you I just talked to another client. Let me give you yesterday. He was telling me, he's like, I only make, I make $100,000, $120,000. He does commission work. So it varies, but he's like, I still like, I have school loans. I have this, I have that. I can't get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So he literally had his parents refinance their investment property to get money to pay off his debt. So he could kind of get in the green to be able to save. So
but is he going to save, or is he going to be having $200 dinners when he makes $200?
Exactly. So I think, like I said, even though he wiped his, slate clean, has student debt still, is he going to be able to save? Is he going to make that a priority? Is he going to follow through with it? That's the gym thing. I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. And then March hits and you're at McDonald's.
Yeah. I mean, humans in general make a million excuses for anything they want. However it benefits them, or they're, negative and whatever's negative towards them. But yeah. Statistically, I think people say, not many people are saving more than 20%. Most people are within 20% of what they make, whatever it is, $1,000 a month or $100,000 a month that they spend, 80% of it within 20% of this amount. Let me rephrase that. They spend within 20% of the amount they make, up or down. Like almost everybody does.
Right.
Very few people will actually save more than that. So which makes sense, because you got people that are always upside down. They're constantly losing. Their expenses are just a little bit more than what they make all the time, or they're just saving just a little bit, but they're not really able to catch up or anything like that.
Right.
Rare people actually will like put everything back into their savings, everything into it, and have a big future. Or on the opposite spectrum,
I've been around.
They go bankrupt within 6 months because
I've been around a few cheapskates though. That they don't spend anything though.
Oh yeah.
No, but I think it's human nature though. Yeah. Everybody's like, I make $10 more an hour. I'm going to go buy the next biggest car.
And convince us that you deserve it. I deserve it. I haven't had a nice dinner. We deserve it.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself, dog.
Yeah. No, one of the smartest things I ever heard somebody say, live, say you make $100,000, live life like you make 75.
Yeah. You're simple.
It's just hard to trick the mind and do that. It's one of those things, but that's like one of the, live 20% below your means, what your max is. So, and you're there.
But yeah, no, I think, like I said, that's a hard one. So how do you actually do it? I mean, you have to have discipline. Discipline is like doing something even when you don't want to do it over the long run, not worry about the immediate effects, looking at the long-term effects, right?
Yeah.
So put something on the paper, stick it on your forehead, get a tattoo, stick it on your bathroom mirror, put it on your wall, whatever it is that you do, your phone screen or whatever, you have to actually write those things down. And like when I look at the savings stuff like that, and you're not going to follow it perfectly, which is okay. It's a base.
Right.
It's like my workout routine. It's a base.
Yeah. Starting point.
Yeah. So it's a starting point. So if you say, I'm going to take, 10% into an emergency of money, what I make into my emergency fund, and 10% into my short-term savings, and 10% into my long-term savings, and make sure my total expenses that I must live on monthly are 40, under 40%, 45%, whatever it is, 35%. I'd say 40%, right? If I make 10,000, my total expenses shouldn't be more than 4,000, right? So if you could stay there and actually be disciplined to put the rest of the money away, you're still going to have cushion for entertainment,
right?
Extra stuff that you don't need to dip into an emergency fund or whatever. But I think doing something like that, like not only it's hard to do until you have done it, because it's kind of like buying a house. It's like it's scary and hard to do. You don't want to do it. You're doing everything wrong. But then afterwards, it's like your cell phone bill or whatever else. So,
right, it just becomes normal.
Yeah, so you're putting that money away. But there's ways you have to do it. If you can't do it, you have to find a way that makes you want to do it, which is like, maybe I do auto deposits to my other account that I don't even have access to. Maybe I put my cards away. Maybe I have it go to a trusted person who doesn't touch it, manages it. Just, I've had people say like, can I open an account in your name and you just keep it there? I'm like, you can do, yeah. I mean, you trust me, go for it. I'm not going to do anything. So if that's going to help you, you can. But just because people think one thing and they don't do something doesn't mean they're going to do that, right? So we don't know people don't take action. We talk a lot of talk. We don't walk a lot of walk. So again, people are saying, I'm going to do this, and they're going to think about doing it. But until they actually go get that other bank account, put that money in that thing, lose their credit cards on purpose, right? Then they're going to be in the same position they're in now. So
yeah, I think even when I was younger, I wasn't making much. It was like, minimum wage type jobs where you get the $400 paycheck on Fridays and this and that. But even if you could start small scale like that, like say, okay, I'm going to take this 400, I'm going to put $30 on the side. I'm going to every paycheck do that, put it in the savings and don't touch it. If you have that discipline to do that, how's that going to look in 6 months, a year? So yeah,
I'm sorry, that was the producer.
Yeah. Oh, we have more time? Okay, good. So yeah, I mean, saving $5, $100 from your paychecks, whatever percentage, you want to do, but the follow through, the carry through and the discipline's huge. Like, yeah, we go back to working out or whatever, but yeah. And it's hard right now. Cause like I talked about the guy that was making $100,000 and he's probably not living to his means, but it's hard to live, like going to the grocery store. You spend $100 on nothing. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to go over. It's hard to save. But you have to make some sacrifices. Oh, I have to say no to this dinner with my friends or go out for drinks and spend $100 here and there. So I was thinking about this too, because I just went to Cancun to a wedding. A lot of those people were in good job positions. They make good money. So they can afford to go to a wedding.